En gehedvin. Me vertrouwen het een bellengrek.
Visse dein ip kiezeret. Net en verb tenne. Het en krisa. Do you know what this is?
I know.
Who it is?
Tris Marigold. Until recently advisor to King Foltest. Artifact compression. A complicated spell.
Is she alive?
Her life processes are on hold, but it is reversible. Though, very difficult.
You created a portal between Lochmuin and Nilfgaard. You should manage the figurine.
Stand back. I cannot be sure how her body will react to decompression.
No pentagrams, candles, spilled blood.
It figures you do know little about magic, Ambassador. It matters not.
We need her alive, Asira. Make sure her body survives decompression well.
I'll do what I can, but she will be disoriented for some time. What is your name? Tell me your name. Tris!
Vise getocht gedein. Vise espet eb wovret. Dartocht eb nedling derien. Mehen eveneens eb turin. Me puft en alverdeg. Marigold. Your name is Tris Marigold.
I recognize this valley. By you. You're wasting time.
They may be about to...
No, disease did, and the climate. Long ago, the sources of the Pontard did not freeze over and flowed all year. Flowers still bloomed on these slopes in Bellin.
Knights of the Flaming Rose at a peace summit.
I wonder whose side they're on.
On that of who?
They've made camp outside the city walls. Means they're not here in an official capacity.
Are they on vacation?
Maybe they just don't want to stand out.
Eilhart has a dragon up her sleeve. Radovid has invited a unit of the Order's knights.
Don't forget Sheila and Henselt.
It should be an interesting peace summit.
Any idea who might have summoned them?
Radovid. Now the scum of the Order wear the Redanian coat of arms as they burn pyres. Witch hunts are their favorite pastime, or so I've heard.
Radovid witnessed what the Order didn't.
That's easy.
You shouldn't let them see you.
I know. To them, a good elf.
It's not because you're an elf. It's because you're Yorvith.
I'll try to enter the city through the caves. I'd advise you to do the same.
The knights will know I'm wanted. You know of a passage?
I know of a cave nearby. If Radovid has summoned the Order, I'm certain the others have. The city must be full of but that may be to our advantage. If the rulers have holed themselves up in camps, it should be easy.
Let's go before we get... Magic or danger?
Good you're here. Look what I found.
Keep your distance.
Already forgotten that a similar creature hung around my cave.
You stink.
There's a forested valley on the other side of the city, once teeming with wildlife. It's now dead. The royal delegations arrived here that way.
Come on!
Began to fall ill. They tried to save themselves, building an aqueduct and sewers that rival today. And the When the elves arrived, they encountered only ghosts, a dead city falling into ruin. The Enshe rebuilt it, restored its former beauty. Humans did not arrive here for many more years. Marshal Raupenek then swiftly proved himself more deadly than all diseases combined.
We're in Lochmuin.
We're on the fringes somewhere. We should find what we came for nearer the main quarters.
Let's go.
They gagged Philippa in the nick of time. She almost cast a spell. Rotting in the Redanian dungeon now in special shackles.
Radovid's right to show the witches their place.
I wonder what they'll do to her. Either the executioner or the monsters will have their fun. They say Logmuin's dungeons are full of scum of all kinds.
No idea what they locked her up for, but every sorceress is guilty of something.
True enough. Not likely to see anyone weeping for her.
A dungeon befits Philippa Eilhart very well, though gallows would be even better.
If they killed her, you can forget about healing Saskia.
They must guard her as heavily as the Emperor's bedchamber. We'll not get in there.
I'm in no hurry to visit the Emperor's bedchamber, but we've got to get into the dungeon.
Look for a passage through the sewers. I'll locate Eilhart's quarters. If she didn't expect to be arrested, I may find something interesting there.
I can think of a quicker way into the dungeon than the sewers. I just need to get arrested.
They'll take your weapons and put you in shackles, though there is some chance you'll wind up in Philippa's cell.
I'll manage. Wandering through the tunnel.
Let's go then.
I'll find Philippa.
Right.
His head! I must have proof!
To play us.
They only play masters, but beat us, and who?
Another time.
How many more can there be? Hey!
Welcome.
Welcome.
Now you tell me. I don't work with sorceresses. This is no...
What's going on? Are you about to fight?
The Conclave has forbidden dueling.
You can't just back out. We agreed. You did take an advance on...
And I'm keeping it.
Witcher Geralt. A sight for sore eyes. May we speak? Lochmuin is an intriguing...
For scientists to...
We've mounted a small expedition and require protection.
What kind of expedition?
We have irrefutable evidence that Henna's laboratory is
We need an armed man to protect us.
The details you'll get from our...
A sorceress.
Tell you what, I'll catch... Where will I find you?
We're off to the Crypt of Maid.
It's beneath that...
Oh, it's a lovely day today.
Welcome.
So, are you a sorceress now?
It's not that simple. A pass is simply not enough. But Philippa Eilhart summoned me here for an important exam.
An exam?
A secret one. I'm not even sure.
Good luck.
I'm a student, aren't I? Every little copper counts.
I'm collecting information.
The Wild Hunt. A retinue.
Crawford. So...
That's at least...
Prepare for your final lesson.
Final? But...
And many other mages. I know who he is, Cynthia.
In the same city as Philippa, and you didn't even bother to change your name. That takes balls.
Philippa's out of the picture. She's been arrested.
And I was supposed to die, but I didn't. Grave error.
I'll make you a deal.
Any deals we make will not be on your terms.
Hear me out.
So be it.
Witcher, help me complete my mission. Help me open Der Henner's laboratory.
What'll you give me?
I've read the intelligence reports. I know your past. There are things in there, important things you don't remember.
I could force you to tell me.
I don't think so. Will you torture me? We both know you couldn't.
I won't help you. I'm getting out of here. If you ever spot me again, I'd advise you to run.
Oh, go.
Not on my watch. Shillard condemned him to death. He should be dead. Vanimar failed. We cannot. Long live the Emperor!
Quiet. Stand ready.
And many...
In this...
Philippa's out of the...
And
I'll...
You don't get it. You turned Triss.
She is alive and well. We decompressed her successfully.
And the interrogation after she was...
I personally supervised it.
Tools?
If we're to die, we'll do so
Got anything else to tell me?
Just one thing. I've Triss...
What did she...
I will not betray the...
What did...
Please.
Well, what did she tell...
I will not be...
I'm no good.
The Lodge of Sorceresses. We know its members. Marguerite...
Skip it. I'm not in...
The assassinations of the kings. Philippa and Sheila de Thansarville commissioned them.
What else?
I don't know anymore.
Any deals...
Hear me out.
So be it.
Witcher, help...
What'll you give me?
I've read the...
I could
I don't think...
Fine.
In exchange, I'll tell you all I can.
Yeah. One more thing.
We made a deal.
I'm even faster with my sword. No tricks.
Are we likely to encounter drowners? Or a related species? Perhaps other monsters?
That is how this world's built. Sewers are infested with monsters.
You here?
What are you doing here?
I worked awfully hard to see Philippa Eilhart in chains.
I doubt you'll be so witty once we're standing side by side on the scaffold.
Unlike you, I've done nothing that would get me hanged.
To them, you're a kingslayer. I assure you, Radovid's torturers will make you admit to anything, even intercourse.
Did you know from the start that Saskia was a dragon?
I had suspected she was not what she seemed to be for some time, though I did not learn the truth until she fell poisoned and I could examine her thoroughly.
I've seen the list of antidote ingredients. Not a word about the Rose of Remembrance.
Well, we all prefer to have loyal allies. The Rose of Remembrance is very powerful. Even as a she-dragon, Saskia could not resist my spell.
Why don't you summon her? You could use some help now.
Dimeritium blocks all magic, telepathy included.
Someone's coming.
Your Majesty.
I've waited long for this meeting. You left Redania so suddenly I had no chance to give you the send-off you so richly deserve.
Your Majesty, I fail to understand why I have been arrested.
I'm no longer the little boy who believed your...
Why do you do this, Radovid? I was there at your most trying hours, without...
You understand very well. You conspired against my father Vizimir, and against me.
Untrue, sire. What are your charges?
Ambassador.
Triss Marigold was kind enough to compile a list of persons making up the secret society known as the Lodge of Sorceresses. Some Nilfgaardian sorceresses were members as well, but you need not be bothered with them, my lady.
Triss, you're mad!
The Lodge ordered Demaven killed. It ordered Foltest killed. I suspect you played a part in my father's death. And if I released you from the Dimeritium, you'd kill me too. You're finished, Eilhart. There will be a trial, due process. Everything is... Throughout my childhood, I felt your cold stare on the back of my neck. When I issued orders, the entire court at Tretogor looked on as you taught me to look everyone in the eye. Yet there is one. You've one chance to shorten your suffering. Admit to everything, here and now in the ambassador's... As you wish. Torturer, put out those vile eyes.
You're making a grave error, sire.
We will talk again, witch.
I refused to believe it when they told me Geralt of Rivia was in my dungeon. The Geralt I know wouldn't let himself be captured.
I was really hankering for a tour of your dungeon, sire.
What's so interesting about it?
The guests.
I apologize for the dismal company you're in, Witcher. Fortunately, Eilhart won't be with us much longer.
The Nilfgaardian ambassador mentioned an organization of sorceresses. Just so happens I'm interested in the plans of this lodge.
Those plans should interest no one, because the lodge will soon cease to exist. I've nothing against you personally, Witcher, but you've gone from being an uninvited guest to being an awkward witness.
I understand I'm in for an extended tour.
You certainly shan't leave here before the summit ends.
I'm flattered, sire, but you overestimate me if you think I could influence it in any way.
Politics is like a complicated puzzle. Every piece may prove useful, or equally useless, even harmful. A breakthrough awaits us here at Lochmuin, by my hand no less. This will be no second Thaned. Soon, everyone will learn what the Redanian king is capable of. You'll excuse me, but it's time for the summit.
Radovid is capable, but too young. He has yet to understand that only the dead remain truly silent. Because Redania is doing Nilfgaard a favor, I feel obliged to help the king in return.
What favor do you mean? You can tell me. Just like you said, the dead keep their secrets.
That's true, but I prefer to be cautious. I promise to reveal every last detail as soon as your body is cold. Pity you won't live to see it.
Let Triss go.
That would be foolish. If there truly is a place we go up...
Nobody likes others to decide for them. That's especially true of kings.
You're dangerous, Witcher, and too independent. In time, Radovid will thank me, and he won't be alone. Kill him, but beware his sorcery.
Hold him, Hart.
Are we likely to encounter drowners?
Your Majesty.
I've waited long for this meeting. I'm no longer...
Why do
you You can...
Untrue. What is...
I'm back.
Tris Marigold. Some nil...
Your
The Lodge ordered... You're... Throughout my child... The entire... Yet there is... You've one chance to shorten your suffering. Admit to everything, here and now, in the ambassador's presence. Look me in the eye and repent. As you... Torturer. Put out those...
The Philippa Eilhart problem has been resolved. We must
Intruder! Get him!
You're not easy to find.
Look what they did to me. Radovid. To think I taught him magic tricks when he was just a boy. Free me, Geralt. I have to get out of here. Do you hear me? Help me.
You'll answer a few questions first. Was Shillard telling the truth about the Lodge, the assassinations?
He said exactly what Radovid wanted to hear.
Did Triss take part in all this?
She's clean in those terms. Innocent as a child, but only...
Why did all this happen? Murdering monarchs, what interest?
Help me get out of here. Take these shackles off me and lead me to my house.
I didn't track you alone. Yorvith can't wait to see you again.
My death would change little. Yorvith and all like him have no right to judge others.
How does the spell...
Saskia's will and mine are one. She cannot resist me. But fear not. There's no suffering involved. You know what's most beautiful?
Where's...
When I was arrested, she was with Sheila. They must be on their way.
Clock's ticking. Time is of the essence.
Why do you do this? Would you take vengeance on a blind woman?
Shillard said they've got Triss. I have to free her before they put out her eyes, too.
Going to the Nilfgaardian camp is suicide.
And leaving a friend is villainy.
Only I know how to break the spell that holds
All right, but if you're lying to me...
Unbind me, and...
The shackles stay on, and you'll go...
Shillard will raise the alarm.
No, he won't. We'll be long gone by the time he comes to.
Kill him.
I'm not into murdering unconscious old men. No tricks, Phil.
I want to get out of here, and I want to live.
Sure you won't faint on me?
I'll manage. Will you remove my shackles?
The manacles stay on.
Who did this to her?
It was Radovid's way of thanking her for the care she provided him when he was a child.
I saw him with his army on his way to the talks, whistling a tune.
Get me out of here!
Shut up, witch! You're alive only because you're still needed.
Philippa's promised to help us in exchange for her freedom.
And you believe her?
Know a better way to free Saskia? What state is Saskia in now?
I've ordered her to carry out Sheila's bidding until I return.
Great. And Sheila will be at the talks?
Yes. She's probably there already, making certain the Lodge's plans do not fall through.
What's Sheila's?
The restitution of the Council and Conclave, and the creation of a strong, independent state with Saskia as its leader.
With what aim?
As a bulwark. A defense against Nilfgaard.
You can't hope to win the common folk's trust. Humans will never accept a sorceress queen.
Non-humans won't either, given what that old hag...
They all believe in Saskia.
She is your very opposite.
Perhaps.
Did you order Foltest murdered?
No!
Shillard claimed that Triss testified.
Triss doesn't know what she's talking about. The Lodge exists, and Triss has lost our trust. All that is true. But Foltest's assassination, that was not my order.
What would you have done if Saskia hadn't been poisoned?
I would have sought other means, but I couldn't
How do we free Saskia?
I have charmed a dagger with a counterspell. You must thrust it into the she-dragon's heart.
You mean your heart, witch? Do you...
There is no other way. She must be struck with surgical precision. Otherwise the counterspell won't work. All the blade's runes must touch...
We'll need to hold her down.
Hold down a dragon? This is ridiculous.
Any time you cast a spell or a curse, you must have a counterspell at the ready. It's a basic rule of magic. I prepared the dagger just before I cast the spell in case anything went awry.
A basic rule, but I don't know many mages who follow it. Where's the dagger?
My quarters. In Geoffrey Monk's former home, inside a...
I know the house.
Yorvith, know any way to get to Philip?
Through this sewer. We may...
Keep an eye on her. I'll go ahead.
There's something in there. I avoided this place earlier.
guarantee do I have that you'll set me free?
None.
If your dagger fails to work, or Saskia perishes from the blow, you'll be next. And be assured, it will not be a quick death.
You...
It's like...
slow down. I can't keep up this pace.
The sooner you give us the dagger, the sooner you can lick your wounds, bitch.
Pain-killing spells require focus and precision. I cannot manage one now.
Geralt, you'd best check the room before we enter. I don't like this.
Neither do I. Wonder how many more will turn up.
Unshackle me. Remove the dimeritium. I can help you.
Shut up! Is this the chest?
Describe it.
It's heavy, covered in runes. There's a circle and candles on the floor.
Yes, the very chest in which Geoffrey Monk kept his most valuable treasures. The dagger's inside.
How do we bloody open it?
The candles must be lit in a specific order. I figured it out. My notes are downstairs. After that, a simple spell will suffice. Remove my shackles.
Geralt, do you know this ritual?
Only a mage can perform it.
Shut up!
I need to look at the notes first. After I light the candles, we'll remove the dimeritium, and you'll open the chest. Wrong sequence.
Try again.
Now unshackle me. I'll open the chest with a spell.
Neither of us can utter it.
It's not something you learn in a moment. A trained mage is needed to cast spells. The candles are lit. We need to hurry. Do as I say before I lose consciousness.
Try anything clever and you will die.
You can lift the spell binding her, but she will never be human.
She's more than a dwarf. Someone who restored hope to the Enche.
She's a monster. If you think she can rule a realm of humans and elves herself...
Vegetarian!
You'll suffer the consequences of your foolishness.
Look out, Carrot! You're on your own. I can't help you. You're on your own. I can't help you. Amazing fight, Gwynblade. Get the dagger and let's get out of here.
Let's hope this blade will do the trick.
A strange weapon.
Keep in mind that the other sorceresses are here.
Or command the dragon.
I won't be surprised if I'm...
You're probably right.
Philippa will be far away by now.
She's bound to recover quickly and promptly return.
She's out of the game for now. Time to join the talks.
I'll go ahead and see what...
And what, pray tell?
The rightful heir will...
Prince Stennis?
King Stennis.
Prince Stennis, a poisoner, coward, and schemer. He trembled with disgust when he spoke to the peasants. Disdain flowed from him like vomit. But he didn't deserve to be lynched. That was not the justice Saskia fought for. Prince Stennis I, son of Demavend III, became the 17th king of Edirn. He won the hearts of the people. They saw him as the hope of the nation. The realm, ravaged by war, needed a ruler sensitive to the plight of his subjects. King Stennis I was just that. I see you took care of the...
I hate those monastic curs.
They're not paragons of virtue.
Then they... Can we...
Yes, that's...
Time to fit...
Whether you like it or not, John Natalis, Temeria will be divided.
For the good of the entire North.
The united forces of Kedwin and Redania will end the fighting among the elder houses and secure peace. At present, Temeria is starting to resemble the...
Which, if I understand correctly, is currently controlled by Edirn.
You are mistaken, Radovid. Vergen is free.
Free?
Lormark is not Kedwin's, and Edirn no longer controls Upper Edirn. We have rejected Prince Stennis.
King Stennis?
And handed King Hensel...
Your forces, my dear lass, are not...
The peoples of the Pontar... As an independent...
You're a lovely girl, but you issue from...
In that case, Henselt... She was in...
Everything we did in Vergen will be in vain.
There's still hope. We have the dagger.
To the matter at hand. The document describing the charter of the Council and the Conclave is, as previously ascertained, an exact copy of the charter found in the ruins on Thanet Island. The more important question relates to the Conclave and its power to designate royal advisors. Today, randomly chosen mages and sorceresses reside at many courts. However, in the time of the previous Conclave, such persons were carefully chosen.
Why shouldn't we pick our own advisors?
These individuals bear great responsibility, Your Majesty. The Conclave needs to be certain they are competent.
And that they will keep the Conclave's interests in mind.
Obviously, sire. The Conclave's chief interest is the well-being and prosperity of the northern kingdoms. The document has been signed by every member of the Conclave we have proposed, as well as by all but one of the designated advisors. We await only Sheila de Tanseville's signature.
Without our royal seals, you shall be allowed to designate advisors to cowherds at most.
That is true, Your Majesty.
My kings, before you sign this document, please hear me out.
Excellency, with all due respect, this matter does not concern Nilfgaard in the least.
I am here at King Henselt's bidding. Will you deny my right to speak?
What is the meaning of this?
This man tried to kill me. He attempted to take an imperial...
I presume he was interrogated.
He confessed. He also revealed the identity of his employers.
Sorceresses. They helped me with my assassinations.
Speak on.
The Lodge of Sorceresses sought to remove those rulers who acted against the will of mages.
Lodge of Sorceresses.
We have compiled Philippa Eilhart, Margarita Loantil, Triss Merigold, Kira Metz. To my deepest regret, 2 Nilfgaardian sorceresses, Siravar Anahed and Fringa the Vigo, were also.
Our queen left to powder her nose.
Your Majesty, what's the meaning of this?
Arrest them all. Your document will have to wait, Honourable Sorceress.
You have no right.
Surrender now if you don't want another massacre, this time in Loch Muin. A court of law will reveal the traitors.
While you can, Witcher. You can't stop me. Not you, not anyone else. If I have to, I will kill you. Dragon. Kill him now!
You're late. I've already managed to stabilize the portal.
You've got nowhere to run. Sooner or later, somebody will find you.
I prefer to leave on my own terms.
Where's Letho?
Sir Synthesis will tend to him, as she will to all the fools who get a hard-on at the...
Where is he?
I don't know, fool. I've been looking for him since Foltest's assassination. Letho cheated all of us. We were deceived by... Don't you understand? The Lodge sought a way to get rid of Demavend. That's true. He was a weak... We chose the lesser evil. He had to be eliminated, and
Foltest?
We had nothing to do with that.
Then who did?
Nilfgaard. Letho is the king of liars and emperor of traitors. From the start, he worked for the glory of the great sun and the white flame dancing on the graves of his foes. He lied to everyone. Me, Yorveth, your stupid little Triss, and you.
Got any evidence?
A moment ago, I received a message from the Lodge's agent in Sintra. The Imperial...
I don't know, but...
We shall see. Philippa controls the dragon. As soon as I disappear, it will... We may have lost a battle, but the war is just beginning.
Farewell! Something's not right! The diamond! Someone replace the diamond! This one's flawed! I'll be torn to bits! Geralt, remove it!
You waited long enough. Should you survive, go south to Nilfgaard, where you'll find Yennefer of Vengerberg. Farewell, Witcher.
Take that.
I think we can skip the niceties.
Yeah, unnecessary.
Yet I sense your readiness to fight on.
We were fighting to the death just minutes ago.
I understand. I believe I owe you part of my treasure. Family tradition and all.
No need. Can you make it back to Vergen?
I think so. I've always healed quickly in the past.
You know, you're not the first dragon I've talked to.
You met my father, Villain Trettenworth, known also as Bork Three Jackdaws.
I thought he couldn't have children.
He thought so as well.
Polymorphing. Did you get that from him?
Just a hint of it. I can only assume one human form. He could transform into anyone he liked.
You also don't have his quickness and reflexes, and I don't think I saw a single golden scale on you.
Nor do I have his moustache or paunch. Sorry to disappoint you.
Professional curiosity. Forgive me. Where is Bork these days?
Who can know that? He taught me what he thought I should know and flew off yonder. It's the dragon's way. And he gave me my name.
Synthesis, if I heard right.
I prefer being Saskia.
Philippa took advantage of the chaos and escaped. Think she could reveal your secret?
It's nothing I can control. I don't intend to pursue her. We may or may not meet again, but I shall leave that to fate.
She's not one to give up easily. I think she'll come after you again, try to take control, as soon as she's done licking her wounds.
I shall be cautious next time, and I know much more about Eilhart than she would ever wish.
More than she would wish. Interesting.
I obeyed Philippa, but I was not blind. We were close, and Eilhart could not keep all her secrets concealed. I know her weakness, something that can destroy her in an instant.
Valuable and dangerous knowledge.
Precisely why I'll keep it to myself.
Sheila and Philippa have lost. The Lodge has been defeated.
That's good, though temporary. I fear we shall hear of them again.
You know Emir's armies have crossed the Yaruga?
I expected as much, as did Philippa. We defeated the Adernian lords and Hensel.
Can you tell me what'll happen to Yorvith now?
Let's be honest. He's a terrorist. I'll not lie about him nor whitewash his deeds. He must earn respect on his own, and perhaps, a few generations on, humans will forget.
Did you intend just to use him?
Geralt, Yorvith has killed more humans than you've eaten chickens. He's not one...
Sure you don't know what I'm talking about? Those baby doe eyes, that intense, misty gaze.
We shared a cause, fought...
Yorvith did and would do anything for you. Question is, what are you prepared to do for him?
There will always be a place for the Scoia'tael in the free Pontar Valley. As to Yorvith himself, I've heard many say crude things about us. Thing is, as long as I can remember, I've found dwarves fascinating. Must be a...
Time I was on my way.
You shall always be a welcome guest in Vergen. I underline guest.
Don't worry, I'm only ever a visitor.
I know.
And sometimes it's better to be surprised.
Farewell.
What happened to Saskia?
She's alive. Wounded from our scrap, but alive. She impaled herself on a tree, and then I had to use that dagger. But she'll make it. Mountain air is good for a dragon's hide.
You're the most noble human I know, Gwynblade.
I'm no human.
I'm glad you reminded me. My hatred for the species abated for a moment.
What about Letho?
Strange thing. He sits in the Temerians' former camp. I believe he awaits you.
How do you know?
I saw him. He's got Triss.
Let's go. Tell me what happened here on the way.
While you were fighting Saskia, the city was staged to a bloody spectacle.
The players?
There were many. At first, it was a hunt for the traitors, but it soon turned into a hunt for all mages. And there were a few skirmishes between Kedweni, Redanian, and Temerian troops. Rape, pillage, and murder. Not necessarily in that order. The pastimes of the Order's pious knights. And the regular troops soon followed suit. The kings, with their choice units, left the city just after the dragon attacked.
And the Nilfgaardians?
Remained neutral. That is to say, they shot anyone who dared approach their camp.
When we're done with you, you'll be a lump of whimpering meat.
Elf! Killed a non-human.
Beasts! Bloody sons of bitches!
Will you be all right?
Yes, thank you.
What happened here?
When the summit ended, we hid in one of the houses, but they found it.
Let's go, Gwynblade. Lochmuin has changed. That's what it looks like now. Imperial troops. Long live the Emperor! Long live the Emperor!
Finish your story.
No Guardian camp. It was relatively quiet there. Then I saw Letho leading Triss out.
They let him go?
No one dared stop him. I followed him. I think he noticed me, but didn't seem to care. Once the fighting died down, he went to the former Temerian camp.
Is Triss all right?
Yes. Letho defended her from marauders.
Stop, Yorvith. I'm going alone.
Why?
This is between the two of us. Take care of Triss until I return.
Your choice.
Mine, indeed. There's one more thing you need to know. Nilfgaard's armies have crossed the Yaruga. War is inevitable.
Vafail, Gwynblade. Don't get killed.
Farewell, Yorvith. If I don't return within the hour, find Saskia and leave without me. Are you all right?
Yes. He saved me from the Nilfgaardians and defended me from the troops.
It's time to end this. Yorvith's waiting. I'll catch up with you soon.
Geralt, he knows a lot.
I know, Triss. That's why we need to talk.
Don't get killed, Witcher.
I won't.
Took you a while?
Is that bauble from Sheila's megascope?
Mm-hmm. My final prank. I switched the diamonds. The one in the megascope has a flaw, minute, but just large enough to warp the teleport. The Emperor's magic...
I let her escape.
You're heartless. You've no idea what the royal witch hunters have in store for her.
I don't doubt it.
No matter the game. Vodka?
I suppose my throat's a little dry.
In that case, let's drink to old friendships. Recovered your memory yet?
Not entirely.
Remember how we first met?
Yeah, I saved your life. Couldn't think of a nicer way to pay me back?
Frankly, I couldn't. I mean, taking care of another man's woman, Yennefer. I can't fathom what you saw in her, but I suppose there's no accounting for taste.
The winter solstice, 1270. Midinvern, the night of magic. Letho wasn't lying, the hunt had stopped. At the Hanged Man's Tree, the spectral riders selected from among those they had taken. Yennefer was among them. A wraith cannot be killed, only driven away. Every Witcher knows that. Yet the riders fell beneath the blows of our Witcher's blades. Crimson blood flowed from under their dead men's armor. We could not kill them all. They were simply too many. A stalemate. He was different from all other elves. There was no shame in his gaze. He had never suffered persecution. He had endured no massacres. Humans had not taken his land. This elf was not of this world. He was an invader. We struck a deal. My soul for that of Yennefer. He agreed without hesitation.
Back with me, friend. Got the feeling you left for a minute.
Memories. I remember the Hanged Man's Tree and the Wild Hunt. I remember the exchange. Me for Yennefer.
So, cards out on the table. Unless you chase me all that way just to kill me.
I chased you for lots of reasons. You owe me some explanations to start with.
Let's say I do.
Tell me about Yennefer. What happened after I departed?
She was feverish for several days. Somehow she recovered. But even then she was disordered.
What then?
Well, the woman turned out to be quite a character. Throwing temper tantrums, trying to seduce orcs, trying to drive a wedge between us. After you so nobly sacrificed yourself, we thought it'd be dumb just to leave her somewhere. She wouldn't have survived more than a month. The whims and vigor of a duchess. We were in the heart of the Empire. And as I'm sure you know, Geralt, in Nilfgaard, mages who behave like that either drop their bad habits quickly or are drawn and...
So I heard.
So we set out, wandered through the provinces. Everywhere we went...
Imperial Secret Police?
Mm-hmm. That's how I met Vatia de Rideau.
What happened to Yennefer?
I don't know. Those Imperial spooks have their ways.
So she's in the Empire?
She was when I left.
How did you know where we'd find the Wild Hunt?
Every Witcher who wears the viper around his neck knows the place. We had so many books and scrolls about the hunt that I used to think our school was founded for the very...
Know who they are? You know the true identities of the writers?
From what I understand, they're some damn elven race. But they turned out to be a big ruse. The legendary omen of...
No Market Square mage could possibly conjure up a cavalcade of wraiths speeding across the sky. Then there's the amnesia.
Go ahead, enlighten me.
There are a lot of legends and myths about it, but the Wild Hunt is a fact. I've fought and killed many of its wraiths. They were spectral emanations, the avatars of real riders. The riders we ran into by the Hanged Man's Tree.
Are you telling me you were carried off by elves? Real material sons of bitches like the ordinary...
They may be ordinary in their world, but they're strangers in ours. The conjunction of spheres.
There's not a Witcher who doesn't know that.
So you know there are other spheres. The elves we saw come from another world, and they weren't summoned. They found the way on their own. It's not exactly...
As they did for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, elves from another world and their trained wraiths.
I've got an idea. How did a...
At the Emperor's bidding.
Why?
Simple. He promised to rebuild the School of the Viper, the Witcher's order where I came to be. Witcher's schools in the south fell into ruin long ago. Besides Seret and Ox,
Why are you still here?
I knew you wouldn't give up. I knew you'd pursue me. And I don't aim to hide anymore. I never saw you as a foe. I want to go my way. But if I have to fight...
Care to tell me what it was all about?
Kill as many rulers as we could. Lay the blame on the sorceresses. And you know what's incredible? No matter what the war's outcome, the northern monarchs will accuse one another. The north resembles...
How did you manage to contact Sheila?
It wasn't a... I stayed close. I made... But before...
Where'd you get your information about the lodge?
From the Emperor and Vatia de Rideau.
She recovered her memory?
Nah. Whatever.
How do you manage to sleep?
Sheila's magic. All we had to do was... We barely avoided our pursuers.
How did you know
Yorveth and I planned Foltest's murder. The King of Temeria would have to deal... I had to become a monk, but I couldn't just... So one of Arian's...
No one noticed you had no wounds?
I paid... Actually, then all I had to do was wait for the situation to develop.
When did you decide?
As soon as I realized I couldn't manipulate him. A true fox, that one. He was so...
You made a mistake. You were untouchable as long as the Scoia'tael...
Maybe, but with Yorveth, my...
Bet you didn't.
And I let you live.
No, I remember. So Sheila...
Mm-hmm.
And the North descended deep...
Exactly. I could have killed you in the Elven Ruin.
You screwed up.
Sabrina's curse tore that down. By that time, his death was... I learned of the summit and the efforts to
I'm done talking.
Want to fight?
Any vodka left in that bottle?
A swig apiece. Here. The Imperial Army is probably...
You're a fool, Letho. Both you and your Emperor are forgetting one thing. Misfortune brings people together. But that's just not...
I'm not your foe.
I've learned all I wanted to know. Your death won't change a thing. Go where you will.
Just like that?
You going or not?
The Witcher had traveled far and wide in search of the Kingslayers. Along the way, he had met both the righteous and scoundrels, Bernard Laredo amongst the latter. Laredo sold Flotsam to Kedwin and scattered the local non-humans to the four winds. Flotsam became a military base. Its civilian population was resettled. In Edirn, the Witcher witnessed Saskia the Dragonslayer achieve a great victory. The Pontar Valley, previously Upper Edirn, became a promised land for outcasts who dared dream of freedom. Even sly old Zoltan Chive came to believe in this land of bliss. Yet dark times approached for the architects of the New Order. Dark clouds had been gathering over Temeria since Foltest's death. Stripped of its king, the land was like a rich cloth which nobles began to shred. These minor scavengers, however, scurried off in fear when true predators reached out for their prize. The summit at Loch Muin sealed the fate of Foltest's realm, when Radovid of Redania and Henselt of Kedwin divided it between them. A tempest descended on the north, at least partly the work of manipulative mages. It seemed the turmoil in Temeria, Edirn, and Kedwin would benefit them most. Common folk turned against sorceresses and all magic freaks, witchers included. Castles that had hitherto welcomed mavens of the magic arts now shut their gates to any who sought shelter there. A witch hunt ensued. It was a time of great uncertainty, of rape accomplished by royal decree. Yet as troubled as the days seemed, we, who had in some way shaped the world's fate, finally received some respite. Zoltan resumed the quest for his beloved's hand, and I laid my head in the laps of the muses. Who could have known this tempest which had ravaged the north was but a harbinger of darker days, and the preamble to an entirely new tale of Geralt of Rivia.
burst.